We're good. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 3. Check everybody good. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check 1 2. Check check. Everybody good? Okay. Okay. Yes, everybody's good. Test 1 2 3. Test 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 1 2 3. Good. Test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Good.
We got it. We got it. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's coming from them. Right? It's got to. Yeah. I mean, that's the music. The bombastic. Not yet. I got everybody waiting up for the whole thing. You never have. Yeah, it's like mixing it out, right? Yeah. putting Bill on the way just like. Sure, I'll try it. Yeah. It is. I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay. As far as the injuries go, Trey Smith hurt his ankle, and we'll just see how he does here overnight. McDuffie strained his hamstring. We'll see how he does, and then Justin Watson hurt his chest, so we've got to see what that is. And then Pat landed on his wrist, and we're doing all the work on that coming up here. So we'll see how he does. But he did that early and finished. Bucker, his ankle, he hurt that, but again, he came in and kicked the field goals. Justin Reed, what a job he did there. So I'm happy for our football team. The guys played hard and aggressive. They didn't let up, which was important. We were able to get everybody some play time, some of the young guys some play time. I thought defensively we played fast and had a big fourth down that really you could say was a decider in there. I mean, it spiked things up a little bit, and then Bucker came in with a nice long field goal. So, and then offensively, the question there was the receivers working with Pat, and which we all wanted to see that full speed, and so we got a chance to see that. I thought they worked well. Pat had a tremendous game. What was he, 30 for 39? That's an incredible night, which means that the offensive, defensive line, the lines on both sides also played well. So normally when the skill guys play well, those guys play well. So I make sure I compliment them. Kels again had the 8 catches for 121 yards. But listen, I mean, there's so many different things that you can mention. We were 2 for 10 on the defensive side for them being able to convert third down. So that's a pretty good night there when the other team's shooting 20%, right? So, anyways, with that, time yours.
And you talked about that being on the same page. You kind of wanted to see what was your thought about that coming into today? Did you feel pretty good about that after what you saw in camp?
I did. I just wanted to see it full speed, so I wanted to see the young guys on the defensive side and how they did when things were going fast. And then on the offensive side, see how the receivers and, it was good to get Jody back in there too. So getting Jody in the mix along with Noah, we had quite a few 3 tight end sets and 2 tight end sets. So the tight ends got some good work today.
Coach, you mentioned Justin Reed. Talk about the benefit of being able to have him in there and get him sliding down his feet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's got a big leg. I know that, and those kickoffs were something. That and he had the one extra point, and then I believe he missed the second one. But we just appreciate him being able to do that, and I thought he did a heck of a job. Yeah.
Coach, I know you weren't doing about the rookies much, but obviously they played well first in the field game. Pacheco having a good game, 62 yards rushing. Defense side of football, talk about.
Yeah, listen, just to pick one out. I mean, I thought they all really contributed and did a nice job. I mean, we've got George in the mix there too. So I mean, you got a bunch of guys that had an opportunity to play tonight. And I Sky was another one that worked in there. So listen, I thought they all contributed, which is important, and did a nice job.
Pat's had some big games, no matter what time of the year, but he's been really good over the years. His season openers. Anything you can put your finger on why he's been so good right out of the chute over the years?
Oh, I don't know. To me, he's pretty good all the time. I mean, we're lucky to have him. City of Kansas City's lucky to have him. The National Football League's lucky to have him because he's a good person and a good football player. So, but no, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to answer your question other than I think he does pretty good all the time. So.
And you said you wanted to see, obviously, the offense at full speed. I just wonder, from your perspective, watching the skill guys go through a lot of the variety you showed today, I just wonder what you think about that and how that might look.
Yeah, that's a good question, Nate. Yeah, that's a real good question because one of the things I was concerned about was just the substitutions, just literally the substitutions and mixing and matching all the personnel groups. And that could be a nightmare that first game. But I thought the guys did that well. If somebody was tired, they knew how to shuffle around and get themselves into position. I thought it was a job well done there. Yeah. I also should say something about our fans. Our fans were incredible today. I mean, they were loud. Started with the national anthem and kept it right down to the end.
You played against Joseph before, obviously, the fact that they were on tape last year. Did you feel like they pushed you more than you guys were anticipating? And is there just another example of why Pat is so good against that type of strategy?
Yeah, I joke about this, but it's true. He brings everybody but the popcorn vendor, right? I mean, he's going to bring them from all over the place, and you better be sharp. And I thought our offensive line, Pat, Creed having to direct everybody in get them going the right direction. And then Pat doing the same thing. I thought they did a nice job with that. He's very aggressive. He's a heck of a coordinator. Very aggressive.
Going back to the skill players, my players around this game and along with Juju, especially the first half, I know Juju kind of struggled, a couple of fumbles along with some drop passes. What did you say to come to halftime?
Yeah, just play. I mean, I think he's so excited to get back in and play that he had a couple hiccups there, but he also made some nice plays. So he'll be all right. We just keep rolling with.
A couple more guys. How pleased are you with Clyde with the running game?
Yeah. I thought all 3 guys did a heck of a job. I was talking to them towards the end of the game there, and they were cheering on the young kid, Pacheco. So, but the other 2 did a real nice job, and we used all of them. They handled that well.
All right, thank you.
All right, good. Yep, safe travel.
I haven't heard it. It's not hurting. Right. Trace Smith.
I think he is, but I'm not sure.
Strength industry.
So I think
Mahomes is coming next. Hey, excuse me, sir. Who the gentlemen are coming in? Mahomes, Justin Reed,
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Justin. Chelsea for Clyde.
I don't know if they're bringing home.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, I wonder, it looked like things were free of that. I only had one other note.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
But I have your phone, so you're not. That's a better one. That's a good hit.
Clyde is up next, guys.
They stuffed the hell out of sardine.
Clyde, a 2-touchdown game. I'm talking about different things today. I know you may not have what you thought in some preseason game, but coming into this game, how you feel coming out of it?
I feel pretty good. It was something that we wanted to do. As far as just come out and show we can just pass the ball around. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna go out here and pinpoint one thing and try to get that done. We know who we have at quarterback. We know all the weapons that we have as far as receivers and in the running back room. And as some of the analysts say, or guys before, we have the best one of the best O lines to be on the NFL field. So honestly, just taking advantage of everything that was displayed, and it was something that the entire offense felt good about, and something that we have to continue to keep rolling on. And as far as everything that was presented, we felt like we've seen it before. Being in camp, Coach Reed pushing everybody's buttons and really trying to figure out, how can I try to break this team? And that was something that we all knew that he wanted to do. But getting over that hump throughout camp was one of the things, Coach Reed wanted to see, and that was a test to him. So being able to come out week one and showcase what we did was one of those things.
Like, you feel like you've seen what they've done before. Do you feel like they saw something new and different from you guys today, and how what you guys presented?
It's week one, man. You never really know what anybody's going to run. You can watch things from the year before. You can watch, 2-3 years back, as far as if you just want to look at specific defensive coordinators and try to break down film that way. But the things that we wanted to do was find the tendencies that they liked doing last year, that they had success on, find those things, manipulate it, and then take advantage of it.
Do you feel like from a variety of new things you guys are trying to do too, and just in the sort of reset you've had since last season?
You can say some things new. You can say some things are just wrinkles that we always had. We just knew how to add them. It's just one of those things that Coach Reed the Wizard.
When you look at what you guys are trying to do, can you tell at some point in the game when the opponent doesn't really have the answers? Can you describe what that feels like as you gain momentum?
The thing about our offense is you can say that we're trying to do one thing, but being able to have a quarterback and certain checks, that we know that we can come out of and do different things. I mean, I wouldn't say we were trying to do one thing. We can do whatever we feel like we can based upon the look that we see. And that's the thing, being able to have everybody on the same page, going through camp, really having those different scenarios where we were able to see those different things, and nothing shocked us, which was, something that's always preached. But we preach it. Well, Coach Reed preaches it, and the only thing we can do is listen and execute.
So what is that feeling like? If you come out, you get the check, and you're not surprised. Just walk us through that feeling before the ball is snapped.
All you can do is just smile in your helmet. and really try not to give it away. Because it's funny that you say that. I was on the phone with one of my boys last night, and I'm like, man, when you see things slow down and you really understand, what's going on, and you know what the O-line is thinking, you know the call Creed's gonna make, you know what Pat wants to do, you know what TK wants to do. Once you can figure those things out and those things slow down, I mean, it's a never-ending cycle of scoring that we feel, and we feel like we can go out and no matter the situation, no matter the front, the defense that we're seeing, we can find a way to figure it out. And if it all breaks down, then we know we have the playmakers to find something and get out of the situation that we're in.
Like, 25-yard pass that you took in coming out of the outfield on backfield on the play. Does that reflect what you were just saying? Everybody be on the same page, or was that you guys ad-libbing a little bit?
I said a little bit of both. Like I said, man, it's we go ones on ones, which is good on good, and I see Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and Nick Bolton and Willie Gay all camp. So we know the speed, we see it all. But not only just seeing the speed, those guys are smart. So they're not only checking out of things that they see, they're checking in things that we feel like that they can beat us on. So it's all a game of chess. Which is the cool part, being able to manipulate the next person and let's see how smart you can be, and then we go out there and execute. That's the best feeling.
It seems like you guys didn't miss a beat from last year coming into this year. It seems like you guys have something to prove. Is that the feeling that you have?
Who wouldn't have something to prove after going out the way we did? But not only that, it's going out the way we did, but it wasn't all the same guys that went out with us, the way we did. So being able to really have them feel that, but then, not even camp, like before OTAs when Pat got everybody, to Texas, and that's when we really felt it. You guys, I mean, we was like 2 months after the season ended and we were already rolling. And that's just a test to, not only 15, but the group of guys that Veach was able to kind of get together, and not only that, the offense. Everybody just knew what we wanted and what we wanted to do and what we wanted to get accomplished once week 1 came. And not only week 1, can we do that week 1 and through week 17 and then on, so on. So that's about it.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Patrick, I know it's week 1, but there were a lot of close games. There were also some statement games. You look at the opening game between Buffalo and LA, 31-10. You won 44-21. What type of statement do you think this was?
Yeah, I think guys were just ready to go. They're excited to get out there and show what we had. We've kind of the whole offseason, everybody's asked us the questions of what this offense, what this team's going to look like. And we've always believed that we were going to go out there and put on a show, and I thought guys did that. And so to go out there and win a game against a really good football team and to win decisively, it's a good start.
I mean, obviously, when you look at training camp and we'll talk about during the preseason, your relationship with your new skilled players, how comfortable do you feel out there with them now in live food, against an opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very comfortable with them. You saw the guys stepped up and made plays, tough contested catches like Juju and Marquez did a great job with that. And then obviously the tight ends played well and the running backs played well. The only one I was missing was McCole. I owed McCole 2 touchdowns. So I was glad I got him with the one at the end there. But, I mean, he was getting open, and he's had a good camp getting open on those routes. I just have to connect on those if we want to continue to get better.
You had your wrist taped up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fell on it on that first touchdown. Kind of just threw my hand back and fell on it. But I just got looked at, and everything looked good. So hopefully it's not something that lingers around, something that we can kind of get cleared up here quickly. I mean, it's sore now for sure. But definitely, we went and looked at it and got all the X-rays and stuff like that. Everything looked good, so we're happy with that. And now, I mean, it's a short week, so you have to be ready to go. But as the season goes on, you're going to have those bruises and stuff like that. You have to be able to play through them. Week 1, I think, is important for everybody, but especially with us new guys. You want to set a tempo. You want to set the kind of the culture of how we do things. And I mean, in training camp, and we run a tough training camp, and guys grinded through that. But when it gets to the game, you kind of see who everybody is, and I think you saw as guys stepped up and made plays whenever their number got called. And like I said, it's going to come from everywhere. It's not going to be one guy. I haven't looked at the stats or anything like that, but I know a lot of different guys made plays in the game.
So Patrick, you've had some big games no matter the time of season, but you're 5 for 5 with big games and season openers. Anything you put your finger on why you started off so well over the years?
Yeah, I think first off, I think it's Coach Reed getting more weeks to game plan. I mean, that's always a good thing for me because he's getting guys kind of running wide open. But then I think it's how we do training camp. I think Coach Reed does a great training camp. It's hard. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's hard for everybody. But I think it prepares you to be ready week one. And then you go out there and you just execute. Coach Reed has a great game plan in. You have guys flying around that are ready to go, ready to play a game and not be at practice against each other. And we've done a great job of just executing in week one. Now it's carried on to week 2.
You mentioned having a spread attack, going to different guys. Because of that element, does it make it easier when a team blitz you?
Yeah, I think especially when you get the guys that we have, I think guys are smart. They kind of break off their routes. I mean, if you see sometimes we have guys kind of all in the same areas because everybody sees the blitz and is trying to get there faster. So it's we have a lot of smart guys in this offense and know how to get themselves open quickly versus the blitz. And they're able to recognize his coverages. So whenever you have smart guys that are athletic as well, it makes it hard for the defense to kind of account for.
I know it's just the second game of the season, but the Los Angeles Chargers, they've beaten the Chiefs the last 2 years at home. How important is this game? Obviously, because this will be the second division game in a row. But how important will it be for you all to make sure that you come out on top this Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be ready to go. I mean, it's going to be the home opener at Arrowhead, so it's always important to win that one. Against the Chargers, who are going to be someone that's going to be in the playoff picture and someone that's going to be battling for the AFC West championship. So last year we let them come in, I think, week 2 and beat us at home. So we have to learn from that and find a way to claw out a win and beat a really good football team.
Obviously, you're consumed with the job at hand when you're out there and concentrating and getting ready to go back out. But what did you notice about the defense today? Did you feel like they helped you get off to a fast start?
Yeah, they set the tempo. I think that's the biggest thing. Whenever you kind of go out there in that first drive and score, and then they get a quick stop, and then you score again, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team. When you're up 14-0, and I know they went down and scored that second drive, but we were able to get some more points on the board, and the defense kind of get those stops. And when you play good complementary football, the defenses can't account for what we're going to do. They don't know if we're going to run or pass because our defense is playing well. I thought we did a great job of everything. I mean, all 3 phases. Even my boy Jay Reed got an extra point kicked in. So I mean, we had all three phases played well.
Sam, Patrick, there was a turnover late in that first half that was a little bit reminiscent of some things you guys experienced last year, but you guys just kept cruising afterwards. I'm wondering if there was any specific moment or a message you had for the guys.
Yeah, Coach Bieniemy emphasized that all training camp, and that's kind of where we kind of got stuck last year at the beginning of the season was those turnovers whenever we were driving, and that's what happened there. But guys kept their head up. Everybody went straight to Juju. I mean, he had a big game, and someone's gonna be an important player for us. The way he plays, he's going to be tough. He's going to be going for those extra yards. He's going to run through there. Just keep the 2 hands on it and keep breaking those arm tackles when they're swinging arms in there. And I think that'll end up being more positive for us of him running through tackles than fumbles.
Rob, we saw you count to 4 and maybe had a little friendly jawing out there. Do you still feel like you have something to prove?
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like I have something to prove. I mean, I'm just this guy from Texas Tech, man, that they said they couldn't play in the NFL. So I always had that mindset of going out there and proving that we're the Kansas City Chiefs and that we still have a chance to go out there and win the AFC Championship and then win the AFC West and win the Super Bowl.
I believe 9 different players caught passes from you tonight. Is that kind of how you envision this offense going forward this season, spreading the ball around?
Oh, 100%. I mean, with the amount of tight ends, running backs, and receivers that we have, it's going to be everything. I mean, it's going to be a lot of guys catching passes. It's going to be running the football. It's going to be throwing the football. It's going to be short game. It's going to be the deep passes. And so I think that makes us a hard offense to stop. And then when the defense plays like they played today, we're going to win a lot of football games.
Last 3.
Patrick, Glass said he gets a little smile in his helmet when you guys break the huddle and the defense gets the looks that you guys are prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that for you guys to offense?
The coaches do a great job, man. They do a great job of scouting, getting the scouting report in, kind of showing us the looks. And then getting us ready to go. I mean, we know when the blitzes are coming. We know where the hots are. We know on certain plays who we're thinking we're throwing to. And it's always good when you're a quarterback and you know who you're going to throw to before the play even starts because you have that game plan in. So that's all the coaches. I mean, obviously Coach Reed and Coach Bieniemy and all of them. But, I mean, from Coach Girardi Connor, Danny, all the coaches that are in that room, Joe Blameyer, they do a great job of kind of putting us in the position to go out there and succeed.
After you got everybody together in April, it's a long process to get to this particular date, but how gratifying and satisfying is it for you that the word you mentioned too, all these new skill guys kind of came to fruition?
Yeah, I mean, you want to go out there, kind of like I was saying earlier, and show the culture of how we play. And that all that hard work and all that stuff that we put in OTAs and Texas and then in training camp in St. Joe's, that it was going to pay off. And until you go out there and do that, I mean, guys are just kind of blindly believing. And I think now they see it. They're like, hey, like we go out there and we practice like this. We prepare like this. We can go out there and win a lot of football games. And I think that's going to help us get better as the season goes on.
Patrick, you mentioned that all three phases played well today. In a world of complete games, how complete was this game for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good game. I mean, it was something that we're going to obviously try to learn and get better from. But we have a brand new football team. We have some guys that have been here for a while, but we have a lot of young guys that are stepping up and making plays. And to see them play like they did today against a good football team, it's exciting because I know we're just going to get better as the season goes on.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
I'll stay. I think it's just a read and draft. I don't know what order.
So I have my this here. So I kept calling.
Oh, when it was good.
So I you keep calling me before your number. I'm like,
Oh, Chris?
he's like, who's Craig calling me?
Yeah, he is.
No,
He did. You guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Jones coming up next, right? Oh, Ryan Elkins.
Chris, one of the tendencies with the defense the last few years has been a little bit of a slow start, but that obviously wasn't the case today. What did you feel like you guys established early, and how important is it to set that tone?
We played okay. We missed a lot of opportunities, but overall, I think we got better as a group. Still got to build chemistry along the defense. A lot of new faces, so it's going to be challenging along the season. But overall, today I grade us a C+.
Did you? Just one quick thing. Did look like you were pretty upset when they scored late? Like, was that? Did you feel like you guys got a little looser as the game ended? Was that what was bugging you? Or?
No. I think like Spags. I think we was winning like 44-7. Then if we can go in with that score, keep it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a competitor. So when they score, I kind of get a little antsy, agitated, all the above.
How about the pass rush part of it? How did you feel about how you guys did on that part?
Okay, we missed a lot of opportunities. I think we missed like 3 sacks, but we also got 3 sacks amongst the defensive line. So from that, he's a shifty guy, hard to bring down. He ducked under me on one of them, threw the ball on George on the other one. I ran Frank Clark, no pun intended. But we got to him. We affected him in multiple ways. Carlos said number 97. That's good for him. So, now it's about the Chargers.
Just kind of to the naked eye, it looked like you guys were quicker maybe than you've been. I'm not sure of that, but it looked like that. And the tackling generally looked, I thought, actually pretty sure. Did you feel like that too, or is that still giving a C+?
We still get C+. We put an emphasis on tackling. We usually start the year off with 12 to 16 missed tackles first game. Everybody's getting accustomed. But I think this year during training camp, emphasizing that and making sure that guys rally to the ball, most importantly, making sure we get out of stacks as a defensive line. Our linebackers are flying around. And once we all commit to that, the missed tackles goes down and it becomes a game tackle. So, with that, we got to be consistent with it and hone in on that.
Speaking of the linebackers, obviously Nick Bolton in the role of the green guy. How do you think he did this for the season over and get you guys lined up and relaying the ball?
I think he did pretty good. We asked Nick to take a larger role this year. With Anthony Hitchens gone, he's our play caller, and he's been tremendous since training camp. Lining us up, in the midst of all the bullets that's flying around, and hurry up a few situations. He actually called the play for us. The headphones went out, so I think Nick did a really, really good job today. Very proud of him.
Then I grade in the C+.
I said overall as a defense, we gave up 14 points, so there's always room for improvement.
Last one thing, Chris, sorry if you already answered this. We did. I'll catch it later, but you seem pretty upset after the last touchdown. Trying to sort of set a tone.
Yeah, we got to set that tone, man. This is new defense, and it's about setting the standard. We hate for, those are garbage scores because the game is out of reach, and that's the time where the D-line can kind of finally eat. You don't run any blitzes, you don't run any schemes. You drop the playbook. We rushing for, put the back end in like cover 3 quarter halves, and just let us eat. And I put it on the defensive line. We got to get there. We got to affect the quarterback. You make him, he hold it over 4 to 5 seconds, then you put the back end in a bad situation. So as a competitor, you start thinking that and you get upset with the D-line. That's it. Y'all guys take care.
Oops.
Sorry about that, sir.
Oh, no worries. I already know where this is going. We might need to talk about putting some incentives in there at this point. No, but I really had a ton of fun out there. It really threw me back to like my high school days, just getting out there and go have fun.
You mentioned during the preseason that you were checking the box. In preseason, you had a game when you had that PAT didn't count. It did count, but it didn't count. Now this will count.
Yeah, this is on the record books.
Did you get the ball?
Huh?
Were you able to get your hands on the ball?
I didn't keep the ball. I wasn't worried about that. You know what I mean? I know I got the film. At this point, I always wanted to put it on tape just to be able to let people know, no, I really do. I really can't kick. Well, it's up there now, and I'm sure everyone's seen it, so it's gonna be up there forever.
Everybody knew, I guess, during the preseason that you knew ahead of time you were going to get a kick during the preseason. Did they give you any type of heads up, or did you see what happened with Booker that they gave you heads up like, hey, in case we score or whatever, we're going to need you to kick?
No, I just got thrown straight into the fire, to be honest with you. They let me know Booker hurt his ankle and that I was up, and it's like, okay, let's ride. I knew I was ready for it. I always got never short of confidence. So I had a lot of fun with it.
And a lot of people are no strength. I mean, you kicked the ball, I believe, out of the end zone to the uprights. I mean, did you know that you had that type of power?
Yeah. Oh, no, that. Yeah.
Would you make the 54-yarder at the end of the first half if that was you?
Shoot, man. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, as impressive as, everyone likes to say that, safety kicking is, how about Harrison taking one step and kicking a 50-plus yard field goal? That was unbelievable. You know what I mean? And, I know a little bit about kicking. That was absolutely unbelievable for him to be able to step up through that, grind through the pain, take one step and, drive it home. Really, really impressive.
Should I take that as a no? You wouldn't have made it?
No, I would have made it too. I would have made it too. But honestly, they made the right decision sending Bucker out there.
A couple of defensive questions. You pretty
Yeah.
happy with what you guys accomplished?
Absolutely. I think that we had a great game plan put together by Coach Spags to really corral number one. Don't let them get any balls behind us. Don't let them run around the field all day. Defensive line really did a great job keeping them contained. Secondary made sure that the big ball was taken away, and we just executed. So there's always room to get better. There's a couple plays out there where there's some mistakes that we're going to have to iron out and look to ourselves, hold ourselves accountable, and continue to get better and not just be comfortable with what we've done, but just be ready to move forward and continue to excel because we got another one coming at us very quickly.
You feel like Spags pulled back a little bit or at all on what he wanted to do in this game because of all the new players? Or do you feel like
No, I mean,
what he was
yeah, we had the playbook open, and the game started off so quickly with the offense doing so well and us getting up on the lead early that it kind of allowed us to go into a different train of thought than what we had available. But we had the whole playbook available. I mean, we're not going to slow down for anything, and the expectations are high, and we're going to stand up to those.
What do you see from Juan today? You talk so much in the offseason about you guys being interchangeable, but he's part of that equation that's tonight.
Yeah.
With the deep passes.
Yeah. I mean, we did our job. I wish he would have caught one of them. He had two chances. You know what I mean? But I think that he did a great job on, finding the ball on that deep one where they had to sit route in the post, and also just coming up on the sideline and just playing fast, man, not thinking about it, just going. So he has that ability. I'm going to hold him to it. It's like next time you got to catch one of those at least. But the way that the defense is really coming together now is really fun to watch, and it's we're going to build upon it going forward.
Last one, this your first game, regular season game with Patrick, quarterback. I wonder if you had many interactions with him and just what he's like as a competitor.
Yeah, the ultimate competitor, man. I mean, even on the practice days, it doesn't matter what it is. The guy's going to play to win. He's very special, man. The arm talent, the mindset, the mentality, the way he's able to just manage the game and then know when to make a splash play and make all the throws. I call it Mahomes magic, man. You just never know what's going to happen. He's going to get it done. So it's very fun too, as a defender, to know that you have a quarterback like that leading your offense.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, was there anything about the way this offseason progressed that you could send a day like this coming from you guys, from Patrick?
Just the hard work, man. Everybody putting their chin down and just going to work every single day, wanting to be great ever since, what was it? We started up in April or May, somewhere around there. Got a lot of, I know on the offensive side, had a lot of offensive guys down in Dallas working with Pat before we even started up in minicamp. When I saw that going down, I knew guys were going to work their tails off, and then we were going to be just fine. So it's just, taking it day by day, game by game from this point on. You're all good.
A lot of people on the outside, at least, were kind of wondering what this might look like in the passing game without Tyreek. Were you wondering at all?
I would say when everything initially went down, yeah, there was a question. But it's like I just mentioned, once I saw how hard guys were working, their attention to details, how Pat keeps progressing as a quarterback. I mean, it's just right now we're in a good kind of routine that we just keep getting better, and you can feel that from the day we started, like I said, back in May to now.
Hey, Travis, speaking of progression, what do you see from Noah just in the last?
Man, it's a guy that just puts his heart on the line every single day, every single game. He was out there. I want to say he was limping around, but he was working from the first quarter to the fourth. Playing all phases, special teams, offense, and getting moved around, asked to do a lot for a young player, and he just keeps rising to the occasion.
What's he bring to your offense?
Grit, the ability to be an inline blocker, to be a guy athletic enough to get on the perimeter. You saw him today make a couple plays for Pat when he was scrambling. he's just an all-around tight end, man. He's selfless.
Trav, you talked about the new guys on the offensive side of the ball. Seems like you guys are, back to having fun, like you've been playing together for a while.
Come on now, baby. That never stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That never stops. That comes with being under Coach Reed and him letting us, letting our personality show. He says it all the time, right? And that's the best part of playing for him. You know that you're going to have a good time doing it. He's going to hold you accountable for when you have to go to work and when we need it the most. And there's a lot of attention to detail with that, but at the same time, man, you just go out there and you fly around and have a good time, man. You saw it today.
Last three were Rob, Adam, and Nate. Travis, Patrick earlier told us that he always feels like he has something to prove. You feel that way as well?
Every single day. It doesn't matter, whether it was my first day on the job or, a day like today. I feel like I always have something to prove. I feel like I always have to take my game to the next level. It's just the mentality I've always had to just keep getting better at my craft, man.
Travis, you talked a minute ago about Pat progressing year to year. Are the things you're seeing from him now that maybe you haven't seen from him before?
No, it's just more consistent. It's just more consistent. And not to say that, he was any less of a quarterback than he is today, but everybody's always trying to work to get better. And if you're not doing that in your profession, you might need to take a look in the mirror. It's just the hard work mentality that he has and that he's always trying to make not only this team better, but keep taking steps personally.
Last one, Nate.
Travis, you've been through all of these opening games, but I just wonder from your vantage point, seeing Sky, Juju, Marquez, Justin, what their reactions were to the success today, whether it was during the game or in the locker room afterwards, just what it was like seeing them see you guys perform the way you did together.
All smiles, man. Everybody was out there flying around. I think Juju might have been the only one that at one point didn't have a smile on his face because of the fumble, but then immediately made a play for us, and we're right back in action. And stuff like that's going to happen throughout the year. Everybody throughout this game and through life is going to have the ups and downs, man. It's how you handle it, and you handle it like a champ, like a pro. And the biggest thing was making sure those smiles didn't get too crazy. We got a game on Thursday that we know is going to be one of the toughest opponents that we play all year, and we're going to have to gear up and get fired up for a short week, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys, man.
Is that it, Ted? Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Travel safe.
Everybody be safe.
I'll get you guys times for tomorrow, okay? We're on Zoom tomorrow. I'll get you guys times as soon as I have them confirmed. Leaning towards the